Hi, I'm Shaul. Lately, I've been doing some visual research on the web, looking at the Hasselblad medium format mirrorless system. The A lot of the images made with this system are exquisite. It has a way of portraying the scene in a three-dimensional, true to life, very naturalistic manner, which of course made me look at the design of the prime lenses made for that system. Hasselblad is an older manufacturer of camera equipment, and it always specialized in medium format. Hasselblad always used size lenses in the older days. Lenses such as the 38 millimeter f2.5 or 55 millimeter f2.5 are quite small relative to the sensor size. And the design is quite simple. It doesn't contain a lot of special types of glass. And, according to my experience and hypothesis, this allows conveying the scene in a dimensional, true to life manner. Hasselblad uses quite detailed sensors. The new camera, the X2D, has a 100 megapixel sensor. So there should be quite a lot of detail in those images. But somehow those lenses convey a good balance of enough detail, of course, and also enough aberrations. The aberrations are what makes these images so true to life, so dimensional. If you have been watching my channel for a while, you would know that according to my hypothesis, optical aberration, especially chromatic aberration, allows for a true to life rendition of curvatures. And that gives a certain separation between objects in the frame. It creates a good interpretation of the volume or weight of objects, and by extension, good interpretation of the depth of a scene. Now, there is another medium format mirrorless system that uses the same sensors as Hasselblad, which is the Fujifilm GFX system. And I was curious to see whether Fuji and Hasselblad have the same philosophy in portraying an image. So I looked at a lot of GFX samples, but they do not seem to have the same rendition of depth. The lenses made by Fujifilm for their GFX system are more modern, more perfect. They prioritize the portrayal of accurate detail over the overall portrayal of the image. Images made with Fujifilm lenses in general are flatter. They do not take advantage of the large sensor, and they strike a little bit of a different balance. Of course, every lens represents a trade-off between accuracy and naturalistic portrayal. Larger sensor sizes allow for a more lax design of the optics. Very small sensors, like the ones on our smartphones, require a strict design of the lenses with less tolerance for aberrations. While larger sensors, and especially full frame, 35 millimeter format and medium format, allow for more aberrations. Despite all the aberrations, they can maintain enough detail to allow for a decent enlargement of the image. This has to do with the enlargement ratio. When you enlarge a phone image to 10-inch wide print, the enlargement ratio is something like 20 to 25. When you enlarge a medium format image to the same print size, the enlargement ratio is about 5.8. So every aberration, like color fringing or noise, will be 3 times as prominent in the phone image as it will be in the medium format image. Now, of course, if you crop the image, you decrease the total area of the source image and also increase the enlargement factor. When cropping, you shouldn't really look at the resolution of the sensor as the limiting factor. You should really look at the image area, or the area of the origin image. This is why cropping should be the last resort for improving the composition of a photograph. It should never be the modus operandi. I know that some commercial photographers always try to keep some margin around their composition to be able to crop after the exposure. But I think that the price for that is too high. It's not that you're throwing away pixels. We have plenty of them in our cameras. We definitely have too many of them. But it's throwing away image area, which is crucial to the final result. Even if the image is intended for viewing on social media or on a small screen, but mainly if it's intended for printing. When you crop, you exacerbate the problems in your system. You widen the width of fringing, you increase the prominence of noise, you accentuate the problems with spherical aberrations that cause some distinct softness in parts of the image. And all these can be largely avoided by taking the whole image area as captured by the sensor and enlarging it. Furthermore, when you take the whole image area, you can use less perfect optics and obtain a good balance between detail and aberrations, which allow for a very nice rendition, such as the images made by the Hasselblad system. Just for a little example, one of my favorite lenses is the Jupiter 3. It's an old 50mm f1.5 Zona design, which contains a large group of three elements with a large chunk of high refractive index glass between two chunks of crown glass, which is a lower refractive index type of glass. Now, that lens was never made for color photography, and it is quite low contrast, and chromatic aberrations are so severe that they have an effect on the overall color of the images. So I looked for a modern alternative that also has a Zona design, albeit a little bit different. This is the Seven Artisans 50mm f1.1. It is a modern lens, in a way, made for the Leica M mount, but to say the least, it's not one of the best. It performs so poorly that the manufacturer decided to discontinue it shortly after introducing it. But I found a nice copy of it and obtain it just to be able to achieve the results I like from the Jupiter 3, but with a better contrast, a little bit more modern rendition. And there are all the reasons in the world that this lens should perform poorly. It's a rather small lens with a huge aperture, which already suggests that it has strong vignetting and poor corner sharpness, which are really made worse by the protruding back element that is too close to the sensor, especially on mirrorless cameras, and which also detracts from the quality of this lens. However, if I tilt it a little bit towards the light, you can see the white shimmer, which suggests it has a lot of high refractive index glass inside, which would create a nice poppy rendition. I only got this lens 2 days ago, but from the few photographs I've taken with it, I can already see that it is truly poppy. The 3D rendition is fantastic. It's really strong and prominent, and it appears in every photograph I take. It is the lens filming me now, actually at f2, and you can see how nice it renders the scene. Now I'm using it on a full frame body on the Nikon ZF, which should show all the shortcomings of this lens, like the soft corners and the vignetting, etc. But I would like to argue that when photographing a three-dimensional scene, especially with a strong, prominent subject, those shortcomings do not matter. We just don't look for them. We don't notice them so much in the photographs. Another 50mm lens was the last thing I needed. I have too many of them already, and it's not one of my favorite focal lengths, so I don't use them much. But this lens is such a nice one, despite all its obvious flaws, that I might just use it. It's asking for it, and find the opportunities to take full advantage of it. So thank you for watching, and see you soon.